Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while, and I realised this is something very slightly different to what I have been doing before. But yes, hi, everybody. Hope you are all doing well. It has been like 2 months since I streamed, so yeah, apologies for that little bit of a delay, but it's post Eurovision and things are always a bit different and nobody really knows what they're doing sometimes. So yeah, life, all that kind of stuff, sometimes in the way, you'll find out. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this back, I realise from the title that this is very slightly different to what I've been doing before. And don't worry, I'm still talking Eurovision. I'm still going to be doing all that kind of stuff. But I just thought, you know what? It's a Friday night. I've been playing a lot of Geoguessr recently, so why not actually do a little bit of a stream? I'm not going to become a gaming streamer or anything like that. Don't worry, this might not even work very well. We're gonna find out together, I think. But hi, obviously, let me know how you are getting on in the chat. If you are watching live, great. Leave comments in the chat. If you're watching back, leave comments down below. Let me know if I somehow end up in your city. You'll find out. If you don't know what Geoguessr is, it is a game where you effectively drive around in the Google Maps car and you have to figure out where you are in the world. And you can be very specific. You can find specific cities. It's fun. It's very nerdy, geographically fun, which I think, for me at least, I think a fair few Eurovision fans like. We like European cities and things like that. So we'll see. I'm aware this is a very niche crossover. I should be talking about F1. I should be streaming F1. There's tons of F1 and Eurovision fans, it turns out. But anyway, as always, as well, if there are tech issues, please bear with me. I'm very not professional about this, but we'll see how we get on. And yeah, let's try and have some fun and obviously guess along if you think you know something in as we're playing along live. Let me know over in the chat if you think I'm missing something. I would say also with Eurovision fans, one, obviously, like, I've been to a fair few European cities because of Eurovision and just through traveling, so that may help. Probably won't. But also there's certain things that you pick up on. So like with languages, I feel like I might have a slight advantage on certain things. So like obviously I don't understand necessarily the language, but I might understand the construct because of song lyrics and things like that. So we can see how I'm saying all of these things and I inevitably fail on them as we go along playing. But anyway, so this hopefully will come up, and yeah, there we go. So this is Geoguessr. This is all the different places you can play. You can play in the world, you can play famous, US, European, all of these. I assume that there's probably Eurovision ones specific as well, but at least for this, we're just going to try and play with Europe alone. Also, do just let me know. I'm pretty certain you should still be able to hear me. But before we go any too much further into this, if somebody in the chat would just say, like, we can still hear you, that would be really, really handy. Because otherwise, that is another tech fault that I need to fix. But anyway, whilst I'm waiting for that confirmation, I will load up into the European Union. And I am playing single player by myself, as always. And we will see where we are. It might be a bit laggy, it might be a bit choppy, it all depends sort of on internet and things like that, but we will see how we get on. This looks like a very charming little locale, wherever this is. So yeah, as you can see, like, you can zoom in. You can hear me. That is very good to know. So yeah, you can zoom in, you can move around. That to me, well, okay, so here's our first clue, because we're in Poland. Now, it does look like Polish, but also, if you see here on like the sign, you can see where it says .pl on that email address. I'm hoping that you can see that. I can't really zoom in anymore, but that to me immediately is a sign like, okay, we're somewhere in Poland. And that's something that you can do a lot in this game. Like a lot of places, you just need to, if you can't work out where exactly you are based on language, you can go and say like, okay, that sign says .pl or whatever it might be, or it will say a city name. So obviously we're somewhere in Poland, but I don't know where. So let's try and just have a move about. It's somewhere with a tram line, so it must be a fairly big city, you would say. And then also you look at things like shops to see whether or not you can figure out, maybe based on the shop, whether, again, if it says like which city you're in. I mean, it does look like it's probably this feels like a relatively big city. I've never been to Poland. I am Polish. I am part Polish, as I said many a time in Wee Wee Blogs videos. But where in Poland exactly are we? But yeah, also just, let me know, how's everybody been doing? Like I said, it's been 2 months or so since I last streamed, so I hope everybody is doing well. I have had a very busy period just with work and lots of other things. I've been hitting the gym quite a lot, which has been really good. I've started enjoying going to the gym, which is something that I didn't think I would ever really do or say. Turns out I quite enjoy it. I'm starting to see results. So if I go to Eurovision next year, expect the guns to be out. Okay, I do not know. There's a Carrefour. That's nice for it. Teofilo. Oh, so I think we're in Vuch. Which I think may be where my granddad was from. That's a fun little starter. So we're somewhere in Vuch, I would say. I also think that's how you pronounce it. If there are any Polish viewers, please do correct me. Now, obviously, there's lots of different levels of this. Like, there are people who will get it exactly to the point, and they will spend like hours and hours like trying to figure out, okay, I am exactly on this like little corner of this street, and they'll get it down to like 2 yards. I'm not that keen to do that today. Who knows, maybe like if I get better at the game, maybe I'll start being a bit like that. But yeah, having just said we're definitely in Butch, that definitely says Varsari. So now I'm a little bit concerned. Having just been so confident a second ago, you would well, again, that feels like it might be. In my head, I'm like, I would have thought Warsaw would have, not to say something a bit fancier, but I wouldn't have thought that it would have a tram looking like that. I would have thought it would be more like a city that's big, but not quite as big, like Vuch, which would be the option for that. Yeah, no, we're definitely in Vuch. Okay. Whereabouts do we think we are? I think we're pretty in the city centre-ish. Is there any street signs or anything that I'm missing? Because again, like a lot of cities obviously have street signs, so that you can figure that out, and that's how the people that go really hardcore on this play it. It looked like there was a street sign there, but now it's disappeared. Okay, here we go. So this is Kilinskiego, which is probably a street. And obviously, like, yeah, you can zoom fully in like it's a Google map. So whereabouts do we think it is? You know, I'm gonna say we're not near a main road. I think this looks pretty sensible. It's like a double lane thing. Yeah, let's go there. Okay, so we were 1.6 miles away. So like this is where we started. And actually, yeah, in theory, you're meant to put yourself back where you start, because the game bases it based on like you need to figure it from your starting location. So you can go back and retrace your steps and things like that. But and there is indeed the Carrefour. I'm pointing at the screen. I realize you can't see me point at the screen because you're looking at, well, I mean, no, down in the corner, and you get what I mean. But yeah, there's the Carrefour. I can use the mouse to point. That's a clever idea, Chris. So yes, that's where we were. And okay, so yeah, I mean, again, if I wanted to get really technical with it, there may have been things that I could look for. I could have looked for, if there was a kebab shop, I could have been like, okay, let's try and find that kebab shop. I'm not going to play it that hardcore. Apologies. Next round, though. Let's see where we end up next. Okay. We're in Gothenburg. Göteborg. We are somewhere in Gothenburg then. Okay. So this is quite cool because, we've... Gothenburg has Eurovision connections. It is a former host city. Yes, it was. It was. Gothenburg hosted, right? I'm pretty certain it did. And obviously we need to talk about things like host cities, because Eurovision host city, we now have 3 final candidates, I want to say, or at least no, but I don't think they've officially narrowed them down, but I think it's down to Milan, Turin, and Bologna, I want to say, are the ones where everybody's like, they're the most obvious ones that it'll be. I would expect it to be Turin. It sounded like that was always the plan. Milan probably second. I mean, obviously, I would love a way for it to be in Sanremo, but it's not going to happen. Like, the Ariston can't do it, and I don't think the alternate venue was really suitable. And also, Sanremo is just not big enough, unfortunately, as a city. I don't think. As historic that would be, and having a full audience back, that would be really cool. But I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. Right, so let's zoom in on Gothenburg, which is here. Okay, so are we near the water is the question. I mean, this does feel like it's probably outskirts of Gothenburg. Like, this feels quite suburban. So I don't think we're in the city centre. I mean, this feels like well, I don't want to say new build housing estate, but it feels quite like not a city centre like thing that's going on. Like, this feels quite new, I want to say. However, Hedvig, who says, I could see it was Sweden as soon as I saw the first house, which is very handy. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is very Swedish build. I wouldn't necessarily recognise that myself, but yeah, that's... I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, this feels sort of like North Europe. Okay, so we... the centre is to the right, and Redbergsplatsen, and I'm guessing that's St. Sigfrid's Plan, are that way. So it means that we're probably somewhere around here. We could go to Lotte på Liseberg, but I don't think we'll do that today. And the problem is, yeah, you sort of end up just trying to see whether you can see one of the places like that's on a sign or anything like that somewhere, somewhere on the map, which I'm currently not. So if the city centre is to the right, which is over here, that probably means we're somewhere in this section. Annoyingly, so that looks like it is a... If I zoom forward one more, because obviously you do have to contend with the other issue, which is Google Maps blurs things. So, like, for some reason it thought that we shouldn't be able to see that this was the E20 road that we're coming up to, which is... Where the hell's the E20 gone? Okay, so the E20 is here. So that, to me, means that we're probably actually over this side. This is the one thing I would say. Like, I think there are people that play this and get exactly how, like, the compass and the maps and stuff work. I am not one of those people. I cannot read a map properly to save my life. So that may cause us some issues. I'm going to guess that we're... That is an unfortunate city name. Or, like, suburb name. Puketorp. Lovely. I'm going to say that we're somewhere around here. I am going to say, because this looks like it's a fairly like residentially area. We're somewhere near Uglum, I'm going to guess. There we go. 1.7 miles away again. So far, we've only been about like 3 miles in total away from where we're meant to be. But we were in Culthorpe. And then, yes, so this would have been that road. So I guess you would turn right and then join the E20, which does make sense, actually. Yeah, I think I was thinking you'd go up here and it'd be a bit further away. There we go. Okay. So, next location. So, we are getting through these relatively quickly. I don't think this is going to be a very long stream, by the way. This is sort of more a test one to see how it goes. And then maybe we'll do something a bit more like actual Eurovision cities. I'll see if there is one available. And then maybe we'll do that as a different stream and sort of do something again. But I just wanted to have a chat, really, and just, do a bit of a stream. Get back into the habit. Get back into the swing of things. Right. Now that says Swedbank, which, and these youths, I'm guessing, and I'm gonna guess that we're in Sweden again, which I don't think there is a rule that says that we can't be in the same city more than, or the same country more than once. What does it say? Okay, no, don't know that. Here we go. There's an advert. So, what does the advert say? Yaroslav's Sumisevskis. You sound, Yaroslav's like Nicholas Natuksk. Now, that to me now sounds a bit more. I was going to say that sounds a bit more Lithuanian Latvian. And there we go. Riga. So we're somewhere near Riga. Probably. Because I don't think you would advertise something for a... This is really weird that we've ended up in potentially in another Eurovision host city. And actually one that I have been to this time. I have been to Riga. It was very nice. It was quite chill. I liked Riga, I would say. Now, we are going the wrong way in traffic, which probably is a mistake. I should probably get back over onto this side of the road. Piousai says, Jisk, I think, is a clothing brand. I think we have it in Canada. Okay, so that was a false lead, it turns out. But, go figure. Okay, so we are definitely somewhere. I think this is like the outskirts of Riga, because from memory, I'm trying to remember when I went there. Like, this feels, I think that's the city on the right here. Like, if we got onto the bridge. Oh, well, maybe not. I mean, we might not be like in. We're definitely not in the heart of Riga. That looks promising, though. I'm trying to remember what Riga was like when I went. It was grey. I don't think it rained, but we went for the Riga pre-party, which was quite fun. Although, like, it was a shame because, like, it was nice meeting the acts. That was the first time I met Eva, actually, and sort of started our like weird, like little. We keep bumping into each other at things. And that's sort of how we started talking, and yeah, that was just very nice. And yeah, like very nice city. You could tell one side of the river was very different to the other. I want to say it's a river. Like the older town was very much felt very still like traditional Soviet, I would say, having only ever been to like Budapest and Kiev and Prague and places like that. Whereas like the new side of town did feel a little bit more like modern, and you could tell like that was where a lot of like, I don't want to say like drunk Brits were going, but it felt like there were a lot of drunk Brits there. Okay, so this is a dentist. Okay. No, that's just the city. So I'm just going to put us in Riga. I think we're relatively outskirts of Riga. Like, I don't think we're definitely not near Jurmala. I think we're somewhere like on this side of the river. There was a train line that we saw, and that looked like quite. I wonder whether we're somewhere here because we saw the train line. We were on quite a main road. I don't think it was the motorway, which was this thing. So I would say, I'm going to hazard a guess and say we're somewhere around here. I might be entirely wrong. 2 miles. So again, not too far. Not too far. And yeah, actually, so again, that is... well, I don't really see the train there. Okay, there's the train. So that was the train that we probably passed over as we were going along the road. But again, it felt like we weren't on a main road. We were on a main road, but not a motorway. So you can start to see, like, I guess, how this all starts to come together a little bit. So far, I would say this has been relatively easy. Geoguessr can be upsettingly hard at times because it'll put you in the middle of like a field in nowhere, and as I say that, we're in a field in the middle of nowhere. However, there is a city, I want to say, over here. This feels Icelandic. Now, it is meant to be like a European Union map. What language is on this, do we think? Minno dopravni obsluhi. Okay, so it's guys, it's not gonna be Iceland, I don't think. So 1 second. There we go. Okay, let's go into this town. He says as his computer starts to die. Lag. Sorry about this, everybody. Hopefully the lag will cure itself. Okay, what does that say? Because this is probably the town name. Kosmonosi. Okay. Is anybody in the chat from Kosmonosi? Because that would be quite handy right now. Let's go a bit further forward because there are more signs here. I say this as the laptop starts to struggle, which is a pain. Okay, let's see if this does start to freeze up a little bit more. I may just log off this and then we'll just have a bit of a chat. But it's an example, and then we'll figure out maybe a more secure way of playing Geoguessr on a different machine, maybe. Because, yeah, at the moment, it's not letting me move, which is a bit of a problem. Okay. Right. Oh, here we go. Kosmonosi and Debrö. Now, which language has the mark above the R? I want to say that feels Slovakian. It very well may not be. And as this is dying, I think we're going to just take a random stab in the dark, say it's Slovakia, and we'll see just how badly I got that wrong. And then we'll wrap up the Geoguessr portion, perhaps. And I don't know what is happening now. Oh, dear. I can't access my things. Thank you. I don't need to know all of that. Okay. Let's just see where we're at. This is Iran. That's not Slovakia. Okay. Tech problems. Anyway, yeah, this is died. Okay. Let us tell you what. if this is failing me, I'm just going to find out where Deborah is, and then we'll call that a little bit. It's not a place. It's not a place according to Google. Cosmonacy. Okay. Can't actually find any of these places. Oh, apparently it's in Czech. It's in Czechia. Is it? That seems weird. Deborah? Oh no, there we go. It's in Czechia. So there we go. I didn't know that. The more that you know, the more that you find out. Anyway, right, let me try and rescue this a little bit. Let's close out of Geoguessr for a second. There we go. Back to me. Just what you always want to see. Okay, so as I said, this was very much a test little stream, as a little hello, welcome back. And yeah, hope everybody is doing well. And then yeah, we will try and figure out maybe a little smoother way of doing this over the next few days. I'll try and figure out maybe if I can use my Mac to do this, because I also have a Mac now. That's something that's happened in my life. But anyway, hope you're all doing well. As always, just stay safe, look after yourselves, keep well, and most importantly, just be good to each other. And I will catch you all soon. There are more Eurovision streams. All of that is coming up soon. But in the meantime, yeah, I'll catch you all soon, guys. And I will see you soon. Bye.